What's up, everybody? I'm Mac from MacTheMovieGuy.com, and you've come back for my final of 3 videos to figure out what is my best of 2021. So, what did I think was the best? Remember, it's just my opinion. I'm just one person. I don't have like a guild full of people to help me nominate, so this is just me. I picked 10 people in each category. I'm doing Best Actress, Best Actor, and Best Picture today. So, for those brand new to my channel, first time you've ever clicked on a video of mine, I'm a blind film critic. I haven't always been that way, so I think about films in an expansive way. From what I used to be able to see to now, and I need audio description. It's a very interesting thing I talk about a lot. I don't need to talk about it here because I'm just talking about performances. And without further ado, my award for Best Actress, interestingly, goes to an actress who is not nominated for an Academy Award this year, and probably should have been. I think it would have gone her way if the Oscar nominations had been later, because her film picked up steam the closer it's getting to the Oscar ceremony. So, but my winner for Best Actress is Emilia Jones from Coda. Yay! All right, the other 9 nominees are Nicole Kidman for Being the Ricardos, Olivia Colman for The Lost Daughter, Lady Gaga for House of Gucci, Emma Stone for Cruella, Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Rachel Sennett for Shiva Baby, Rachel Ziegler for West Side Story, Halle Berry for Bruised, and Tessa Thompson for Passing. Those are some great performances. Yeah, Emilia Jones, I picked her because, it's a tough, she's 20, and she's carrying the entire film. Basically, she plays, a child of deaf adults. That's what CODA stands for. And she's translating for her family. She had to become fluent in ASL. She also had to work on, obviously, I don't know how well she sang before the movie, but that's a huge part of the film, is this music part of her. She's also not an American, so she had to work on her American accent, and it's a kind of a specific Massachusetts area too, so also a little bit of a dialect. It's just, yeah, there was a lot that was expected and put on her shoulders in this little film that everybody loves so much. And I think the reason why you love the film so much, and why you resonate with the film so much, and why you connect to the film so much, is Emilia Jones. So for all you people running around being like, oh my God, I love Coda so much, I really hope it wins Best Picture, do you ever think that maybe Emilia Jones might be the reason you love Coda? I mean, yeah, the rest of the performances are great, but she is the lead and the heart and soul of that film. So I have no problem putting her on top. Just to touch on a couple of the other performances that maybe you were surprised by. Halle Berry gives one hell of a performance in Bruised. I did not like the film. I thought the film was, as a director, I know that was her directing effort. I don't think she did a great job directing that film, but not since Monsters Ball can I honestly say that I think Halle Berry has left performance like all on the floor. She just went for it with the fighting, the training. I believe she got injured during production of the film. I'm fairly certain I read that. It's one hell of a performance from her. It's one of those performances where it's not a pretty performance either, but it's kind of badass and it's heartfelt, and I don't think the film worked for me, but her performance is incredible in that film. I'm a little surprised she didn't gain more traction. I know sometimes when a movie isn't great, it's hard to wrap your attention around a performance from a film that people don't like, but I think we need to do that a little bit more. Obviously, I had to get, the Rachels in there. Ziegler with her amazing debut as Maria in West Side Story. has stayed with me, as well as Rachel Sennett, who did such a great job in Shiva Baby. Did not know who she was going into this, but great debut performance from her. Great little film if you've never heard of it. And then, yeah, obviously some of the more obvious heavy hitters, except maybe some people are like, Emma Stone for Cruella. That wasn't... Listen, she was serving in that film, okay? First of all, she had to follow Glenn Close playing that character in a live-action film. Who wants to follow Glenn Close? I mean, Glenn Close's original 101 Dalmatians performance is somewhat iconic because of how amazing she was in that performance. So Emma Stone had to create her own version of Cruella, and I thought she did a great job. She makes that movie interesting. That movie, I don't know if it would work with a different actress. I don't know. Because I liked Cruella, but I didn't love Cruella. But I liked Cruella mostly because of Emma Stone. So, yeah. Those are my nominees for Best Actress and the winner, Emilia Jones. Moving on to Best Actor. This is the only category where I actually picked somebody who's actually nominated this year. But I did not pick the person you think I picked. I did not pick that person. I have no problem picking people from films that I didn't like, but I thought the performance, I can separate the actor from the film. I can do that. I have complete faith and ability in myself to say that was a terrific performance, but I hated the movie. You know, I can do stuff like that. Best Actor. I have a winner and 9 nominees to go to round out my top 10. So my winner is Benedict Cumberbatch from Power of the Dog. The other nominees are Will Smith for King Richard, Andrew Garfield for Tick, Tick, Boom, Javier Bardem for Being the Ricardos, Joaquin Phoenix for Come On, Come On, Nicolas Cage for Pig, Simon Rex for Red Rocket, Tim Blake Nelson for Old Henry, Riz Ahmed for Encounter, and Mahershala Ali for Swan Song. Yep. Those are not ranked in any, those are literally just in the order that I remember them. So don't read into that order. Yeah. At the end of the day, this was a really tough category for me too. Oddly enough, it didn't, if I'm being honest and admitting this, it did not come down to what you thought it came down to, which is most people think it came down to Benedict versus Will. It actually came down for me between Benedict and Mahershala. I loved Mahershala's performance is so full of heart in Swan Song. He's such an amazing actor who's given so many great performances just in such a short period of time. And Swan Song is just another great performance where, you know, he's stricken with this condition and the concept of having to leave his family, but he wants to leave his family in the best possible situation. So he has to make this choice, and it's just such a difficult choice, and he has to like watch it sort of unfold and prepare it and get it ready. And it's a dual performance, and it was such an incredible performance from him. I'm so, again, sometimes I see a performance and I'm like, how did this not gain more traction with awards voters? Like, who, are you guys watching all of the films? Or are you guys just watching like the 5 films with the loudest Oscar campaigns? Because he was terrific in that film, and I didn't see him picking up precursor awards. So please watch Swan Song, because he's terrific in that film. But ultimately I did go with Benedict Cumberbatch because I spent most of the performance, which I actually saw Power of the Dog twice, because I wanted, like, the first time I watched it, I didn't like it. And then people just kept telling me, no, this is an amazing film. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll try it again. You know, it's probably going to win Best Picture. So when I watched it again and I got to absorb, and I sort of knew where everything was going, and I just got to absorb it more, I spent so much time thinking, wow, this is Benedict Cumberbatch. Totally feels not like his character. He doesn't usually play this type of character. It's so far removed from what he usually does, and he does such a great job doing it. I did not like the film. I still do not like Power of the Dog. Nothing will ever make me like Power of the Dog. I still think Cody Smith-McPhee actually gives a bad performance in Power of the Dog. That's my opinion. I did not like his performance in Power of the Dog, but I did love Benedict Cumberbatch. I think it's a very interesting and well-nuanced performance. Some of the others on the list that maybe have, might have surprised you, Tim Blake Nelson for Old Henry. We do not give Tim Blake Nelson enough love as an actor. He's been around forever, and he's never been nominated. And it would be really nice at some point in his career for him to be nominated. He's sort of like the conversation we were having about Sam Rockwell. It's like, great, we nominated Sam Rockwell. Now it's time to nominate Tim Blake Nelson. Like it kind of feels like that thing. Like we checked off the box, and then now we move down to the we're now on the next thing on the grocery list, and the next thing on the grocery list is nominating Tim Blake Nelson for an Oscar, because he has supported so many people and turned in so many great performances over the years that it is absolutely his time. I don't always buy into that narrative, but I do when it comes to a nomination for an actor that has worked as hard. Like, I'm so happy that Karen Hines got nominated this year for Belfast. I don't always need people to win. I just need them to be nominated. Like, I'm happy. I'm less like it's their time when it comes to winning. I'm more like it's their time when it comes to, okay, can we please nominate them? Like, can they actually say the words Academy Award nominee now when being associated with their name? So, yeah, Tim Blake Nelson, Old Henry, watch it. Good film. I had no idea that Simon Rex could act. I didn't really love Red Rocket. It's definitely not my favorite Sean Baker film. He hasn't directed that many films, so actually I feel safe in saying it's my least favorite Sean Baker film, actually. But this is the dude from Scary Movie. I mean, like, if anything, I almost nominated Sean Baker for directing just for being able to get this performance out of Simon Rex. Like, I had no idea that Simon Rex was capable of any sort of dramatic depth. Anything. Like, at all. So, this is the equivalent of me nominating Pauly Shore or Rob Schneider. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain actors that I'm just like, there's no way. There's no way that actor has any dramatic depth to their performance. And then it happened. And then Simon Rex is here. And I'm like, I'm shocked, I don't know if it's a one-off. I don't know if we'll ever see anything from him ever again. But kudos to Simon Rex for turning in a performance of substance, and to Sean Baker for making that happen. And Nicolas Cage for Pig, welcome back. Please make more films like that. That was such a good performance. I really want to encourage that type of Nicolas Cage. Yeah, I mean, Nicolas Cage is a spectrum. and Pig was very much on the kind of spectrum where it was just such a great performance. And of course, yes, Will Smith is amazing in King Richard. This is not a slight. Just because I didn't pick him to win doesn't mean I didn't like his performance. He dominates that film. I just think at the end of the day that there were performances that I felt more just like my jaw dropped wider for, just like it, I was just more stunned or shocked by. Andrew Garfield, I love Tick, Tick, Boom. I thought he was great in that. Javier Bardem in Being the Ricardos. There's a lot of acting going on there. I don't know that he lands the Desi Arnaz thing, but he was definitely trying. And Javier Bardem is the kind of actor that he's kind of always great. Probably shouldn't say that. He was probably the 10th of my I don't like to rank these people. I just wanted to have them. But had I found another Best Actor performance, he probably would have been the one to fall off. But no, these were my top 10 that I was left with at the end of the year. And yes, Riz Ahmed deserves to be here for Encounter. The movie is not good. He's phenomenal in it. I mean, playing somebody, I can't really describe his performance without spoiling the film, but playing that character, he's a tremendous actor. And to show that again in his second year with a film that most people didn't see, he was shortlisted for the BAFTAs for this film. I'm not crazy. So I know a lot of people were shortlisted for the BAFTAs, far more than I nominated. So, but he was on the list. They saw it and they liked it enough to shortlist it. So, so that's Best Actor. Congratulations to Benedict Cumberbatch. Moving on to Best Picture. Oh, yeah. These are the 10 best films of the year that I thought, right? Okay. So, I do have some Best Picture nominees in here, and I also have some films that were not nominated for Best Picture. And yes, as a reminder, I have actually seen 9 of the 10 Best Picture nominees. I have not seen Drive My Car. So, if a film is a Best Picture nominee and is not in my top 10, I did choose that. I made that choice to not include that film in my top 10. Does not necessarily mean I did not like the film. It just means I thought there were better films, ultimately, that I would put up in this top 10. So, without further ado, I'm actually going to try to do this in reverse order with announcing the winner last. So, nominated films are Tick, Tick, Boom, Spider-Man, No Way Home, Mass, The Last Duel, Everybody's Talking About Jamie, Come On, Come On, Coda, Belfast, Being the Ricardos, and my winner for Best Picture of the Year is West Side Story. This again was this was a challenge. Ultimately, my vote went to West Side Story for making me love an IP I did not previously like. It actually totally 180'd me on West Side Story. I'm not actually a fan of the original film. Surprise. I love music theater too. As you can see, 3 of my nominees are musicals. So definitely I'm predispositioned to like musicals. I just don't like the original West Side Story. But I loved this version of it. I think Steven Spielberg totally came up with the right adaptation of this story, found just an amazing ensemble, and made some changes, worked with Tony Kushner on the script, and just delivered such an incredible film. I didn't even expect going into West Side Story, the movie, when I saw it this time around, that I would like it. I actually went into it thinking I'm not going to like this film because it's West Side Story. I put it off. I put off watching it. And when I did, finally, I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. I need to have more faith in Steven Spielberg, you know. It has 5 nominated performances across the categories. For me, I gave it Best Ensemble. So, yeah, West Side Story was my Best Picture. And those other 9 nominees, I stand by them. Yes, I stand by Everybody's Talking About Jamie. I know that's probably the film that most people are like, really? I remember when I saw it, it was earlier on in the year, and I hadn't seen that many films. Really, I think all I had seen at that point that's on this list was Coda. And I remember making the comment on my social media that I would not be surprised if at the end of the year if that was nor would I be unhappy if that ended up being my Best Picture winner, because of how much I loved the film. And last year, my pick for Best Picture would be Sound of Metal. So I also made the comment about how it would be weird if 2 years in a row I ended up picking an Amazon film. So I have loved everybody's talking about Jamie since it came out. I think it's a great musical. I love it. I don't really care if other people think it's stupid being in the top 10. It's probably the weirdest choice I made. Everything else was actually in the Oscar conversation somewhat, so you can't really fight me on any of those. I feel like the most fightable is everybody's talking about Jamie, but yeah, I'm going to keep it there. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the rest are kind of obvious choices, especially if you've been following my picks. I've nominated them in other categories. So this is not like there isn't a film that I only nominated for Best Picture. Everything's been nominated in some other category along the way. So great films. Watch all of them. They're my top 10. As far as the films, maybe that you're upset, I'm also a little bit, I will say I would have loved to include, there were a couple films that broke my heart as I was taking them off the list. I probably could have gone to like a 15 or 20. I really almost did a top 11 because the last film that I saw to add to my top 10 where I was really conflicted was Spider-Man No Way Home. And I was sitting here and I was looking at my list and I was debating about taking up which film do I take off, which film, and it broke my heart to take off 8-Bit Christmas. I loved 8-Bit Christmas so much. And I could have just gone for a top 11. It was so hard for me to take that film off, but I loved Spider-Man so much. So, just a special mention to 8-Bit Christmas. Really, I could have done top 15 or top 20 for this category, but I limited myself to 10. And 8-Bit Christmas, just, if I hadn't seen Spider-Man, would have been on this list. If I hadn't just seen Spider-Man a few days ago. So, yeah. So those are my top of 2021 lists. Let me know what you think in the comments. Go ahead and tell me how much you hate me for choosing certain films, or if you're baffled as to why I didn't nominate, I don't know, Licorice Pizza or Don't Look Up or Nightmare Alley for Best Picture, or Dune, or any of those films, which some of those I did nominate in other categories, so piece them all together. I didn't totally hate those films, I just didn't put them in the Best Picture race. So, I think Licorice Pizza is the only film I didn't nominate for anything. So, let me know what you think in the comments. As always, like and subscribe. Give me more followers. Share it. Run through the streets of your town and tell people about me. And go to my website, MacTheMovieGuy.com, for more of me, because obviously you love me. I mean, how could you not? And, yeah, I will see you when I have a review, because I have no more best ofs. So the next thing you'll see me in is a review. Until then, Excelsior.